Yo, what's up? In this video, I'm going to talk about the WWE live event that I went to on yesterday. Now, I'm a wrestling fan, you know. I started back watching wrestling like a couple of years ago. I used to watch it a lot when I was a kid and my early teens or whatever. And I stopped for a span and I started back a couple of years ago. Cause all this garbage that was on TV, these reality shows and stuff, so that wasn't like that. So I just started back watching it. Generally got back into watching it again. So I watched the TNA and W. I watched both of them, you know. So WWE had a live event there. Now they for the past couple of years they had at least one live event every year. Last year I didn't go, but this year I told her, well, I'm gonna try to go to this one. So now I had invited a lady friend to come with me there. Now I told her about this like on Friday, right? So Sunday came, you know, you could order the tickets online. I went on and ordered the tickets. Well, I went and saw the ticket prices. After I saw the ticket prices, I hit her up. I said, well, look like we not gonna go to this. We'll meet up and hang out another time. So she said okay. So after I got off the phone with her, I went on and ordered me a ticket. You know, because 2 tickets were gonna be a lot of money. So I know what y'all gonna say, you should have known it was too much. But anyway, I went there solo. So when I first got there, I went to the, you know, I didn't know where to go. So I parked, you know, in the back of the Civic Center because I know it'd be easier to get out. And I only stayed probably like 3 minutes from the Civic Center. So, you know, I could easily get out and go home while the traffic. So I went to the side and I saw like a whole bunch of people grouping up or whatever. And that was like the side where the wrestlers come in at, you know. And I saw it was Mike Miz. He was standing out there signing autographs. Now, I went there like an hour before the show so I could, you know, get my ticket or whatever. I ordered it online, like I said earlier. But I saw Miz and like later on another car came in. You know, they had that section sectioned off, you know, with tape, you know, to separate the wrestlers' cars or whatever. And I saw like Sheamus, that redhead guy, him and Mr. Perfect Son, they drove together. You know, they got out the car and stuff. Now, if you know wrestling, you know they got good guys and bad guys. You know, like Mr. Perfect Son is a bad guy, Sheamus is a good guy, and they were driving the car together. You know, I know everything's scripted, but the kids may not know that, you know this, because when I was small, I used to thought all that junk real. You know, the Undertaker was dead. You know, I used to thought all that junk real. You know, so you know, they got out and went on in, and then Randy Orton drove up in his looked like a tour bus or whatever. And by that time I just went on to the front and got my you know, they had a little section for people who order it online, so I went to that section, got my ticket and found my seat. You know, when it first started, the announcer guy and the referees, they, you know, told us to please stand for the national anthem, you know. After which they started, you know, they just started the show. You know, they said thank you for coming on, you know, when the great city of Albany, blah 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 blah. And the first match was Mike Miz versus Mr. Perfect Son. You know, of course the entrances and the stuff ain't like Raw or SmackDown or whatever, but you know, it still was, you know, they had everything set up or whatever. Miz came out there. He did the same thing he do, you know, Raw or whatever. He came out there, you know, them white women, boy, they were going crazy over Miz, boy. You know. And then, you know, Mr. Perfect son came out there wearing the Intercontinental belt. You know, the match was good or whatever. They did the same things, you know, what they do on TV, you know. And from what I was seeing, I got a good seat. It wasn't like a ringside seat. It was like, you know, like the third row from that separating the ringside seat. And I sat at an angle so the people won't be blocking it. And it was a good seat. You know, it was closer than, looked like it was a better seat than ringside, because ringside, the seats are like on one level. And, you know, and people be standing up and stuff. And, so I had a good seat. You know, they went back and forth or whatever, and Mr. Perfect son won. You know, they booed him and stuff like that. You know, Miz did the little thing where he run and do that pose or whatever. You know, it was a straight little match. And the second match was the one-man band guy. He came out there, you know, they booed him. There was a lot of children there. And you know, grown people like me, you know, it was a, you know, different variety of people. Mr. Perfect, not Mr. Perfect, the one-man band guy wrestled the $1 Million Man son. You know, I didn't know he was still in WWF or whatever, because you know, I ain't seen him in a while when I watch it. So he was out there. He won the match. And the next match was I forgot the order. So another match was Khali versus those two Puerto Ricans, Primo and Epico. Now they little valet, that Latino woman, didn't come out there. That's what I wanted to see. She wasn't out there. It was just them. And then Khali came out there. You know, the people went crazy over him. You know, when I be watching wrestling with my homeboy, we always clown the Khali because that fool suck. You know, we know it's scripted, but you know, at least make it look realistic. He is garbage. You know, and I think I ain't alone on that. He is complete trash. And he was trash that yesterday. You know, he was complete garbage. You know, he did the same little thing. He went to the corner and chopped him. And that little Indian chop to the head. And, you know, he beat him. It was 2-on-1. The next match was, now, the next match was the Diva match. Now, it was a tag team. It was, Layla and Caitlyn versus AJ and what the girl named Exana. You know, nah, those some fine women. Now they fine on TV, but you know, you see them in person, they like 100 times. They look 100 times better. You know. Especially Layla and Caitlyn. You know, Caitlyn look kind of muscle built, not like one of them Mr. Olympia, but you know, she look, you know, in real life she look like a thick woman, you know, like Serena or something. So, you know, it wasn't never nothing wrong with that. You know, ain't nothing wrong with that. And AJ, you know, she right too. You know, she was the shortest one of all of them. Layla was looking good. So, you know, they went back and forth, and Caitlyn them, they won the match. Now, Antonio Cesaro came out there with that Zeb guy. you know. And you know, they came out there and started talking like, yeah, you know, we need to get rid of illegal aliens, etc., etc. And then Dolph Ziggler came out there and challenged him to a match. And the announcer, like after they did, you know, went back and forth or whatever. The announcer guy told us to text to see what type of match they wanted, you know, to see them in. 2 out of 3, I think, or no DQ. So, you know, the results will come towards the end of the show. Now, after that, it went to intermission, right? You know, I went and got a bite and some water, bottled water. You know, so far so good. The show was pretty good, and you know, the crowd and stuff, how they were cheering and stuff. So after intermission, they had the Usos versus the Primetime Players. Now this match was funny. You know, there was a funny match. You know, the Primetime Player took off their shirt and they was pretending like they were finna throw it to the crowd, like, you know, 4 sections, 4 sides, and they were trying to hear who was like the loudest crowd so they could throw the shirt, and they just dropped the shirt, you know, like they wasn't gonna, you know, they ain't throw it, they just dropped it in the ring, and the Usos got it, like took it from them and threw it into the crowd, and Titus O'Neil was like, you know, give my shirt back, you know, y'all go give my shirt back, you know, in the crowd, in the section that the Uso threw the shirt in. So that was pretty funny, and he was blowing that whistle or whatever. You know, I like the Primetime Players, you know, they funny and jump, you know, and that other guy, Darren Young, look exactly like John Cena. You know, it kind of weird, you know, how he looked like the man. But they were going back and forth, and the Uso won. Now the next match was Big E Langston. You know, me and my friends, we call him Black Taz. Now I got this name from a podcast I listened to, so I'm not saying I came up with the name. We call him Black Taz due to the fact that you know, if you watch ECW in the past, when Taz used to come out there, you know, with the towel over here, he had the same ring thing, like the ring uniform or whatever they call it, tights, as Taz did, you know. And then, you know, he black, so Black Taz, you know. And that's a big mofo, you know. Dude arm probably like wide as my body or whatever. Then he came out there with Fine AJ, you know, and then Sheamus came out there. Those little kids went crazy over Sheamus, boy. They went crazy, you know. You know, and Sheamus is white, boy. You want to see somebody white? That dude is white, you know. You know, it kind of eerie how white he is and how red his hair is, you know. He's very recognizable. So he came out there, you know, he went around and gave the people on the ringside, you know, clapped they, you know, gave them 5 or whatever, kids and stuff. And so they went back and forth. And, you know, we know that wrestlers, they don't really hate each other and stuff, but how they were falling and kicking each other, you know, I know it's probably like a art, like a certain way they do it, so they won't hurt them for real, because, you know, in a fight you get bruises and stuff. But, you know, it looked real to me, you know, how they were slamming and stuff. I know it's a kind of way to do it so it won't hurt that bad. But, you know, it was they were slamming, dude, and all that job, you know. And Sheamus did the bro kick and he won the match. Now, the next match was, the Dolph Ziggler thing. Now, the people voted, and it was a no disqualification match, you know. So They, you know, Tony Cesaro came out there with that flag, "Don't tread on me like xenophobes," and Zeb, and then Dolph came out there. He did the same little thing. He ain't come out there with AJ and Big E. So yeah, you know, Zeb got the mic. He started dissing Albany and stuff like that. It was funny, you know. The people around me and in the other said they were going boo or whatever. And Dolph Ziggler came out there. You know, them women, they went crazy over him. You know. And so they were going back and forth. And Tony Cesaro got a kendo stick and started hitting him with it or whatever. And Dolph, at a later point of the match, Dolph went under the ring and got the table. The crowd definitely went crazy then. And, you know, like he was going to hit Antonio Cesaro with the table. But, you know, like he got out of it. And it appears that Dolph was fit to do a suplex off the top rope through the table. But, you know, Antonio Cesaro got out of it. And Antonio Cesaro got Dolph Ziggler in the powerbombed him through the table. You know. And you know, the crowd, they went crazy or whatever. And so, you know, they went back and forth. And Dolph Ziggler did his move and won the match. You know. And the final match, the main event, was Wade Barrett versus Randy Orton. First, Wade Barrett came out there, and you know, he got the microphone and started dissing the fans and dissing Albany and stuff, which was funny, you know. People said you so they even started doing the "what" chant, you know. And then Randy Orton came out there. The whole crowd went crazy, but they love Randy Orton, but they had signs and stuff. And then they started wrestling and you know, good back and forth. Wade Barrett was pointing, talking mess to the people at the ring side or whatever, you know, during the match. And you know, Randy Orton did the RKO move and beat him, you know, and then that was pretty much it. You know, after he left, I just got up and left. Now overall, I really enjoyed myself there yesterday. You know, the crowd, the wrestling and stuff. You know, because I've been rarely get live events where people actually relevant. I'm not talking about people like Yo Gotti and all this other garbage that come there. I'm talking about people who actually are celebrities and stuff. You know, because I don't go to that rap garbage. But overall, I really enjoyed myself. You know, and the place was pretty much packed. You know, all the sections that was allowing for seats, it was packed now. And you know, the kids, I saw so many John Cena shirts and stuff. You know, I don't like John Cena either, but you know, John Cena isn't for us. You know, the character, quote unquote, isn't for grown people. You know, it's for like children, women, and like parents and stuff, like the parents who really don't know anything about wrestling, but you know, they buy the shirts and stuff because their sons or daughters like it, you know. So you know, if people on YouTube that do videos and stuff dissing John Cena, saying he suck and stuff, we know, you know, I don't like him either. I think he corny, but you know, I'm not gonna really talk about him because he ain't for us. You know, and whoever do that is stupid. You know, it's just like making a video saying, it's just like me making a video pointing out how Blue's Clues suck. You know, now when I watch wrestling, I want John Cena to lose and get beat up, but you know, in the story, I want him to get beat up, but not in real life. You know, 'cause I don't know the man personally. You know, but you know, if you a John Cena fan, hey, you know, you like the man, you like the man. But you don't get discouraged by idiots who get butthurt over a scripted show. It's just like me getting mad if I see, let me see, if I go out in person and see the guy who played, well, if I go see Denzel Washington, if I meet him somewhere and I say, you ought to be ashamed of yourself for what you did in Training Day. You killed that man for no reason. You screwed over Ethan Hawke. You a scumbag. I look like an idiot. You know, they're basically ranting about a show, a TV show. You know, like it real. So, calm down. You know. You know, it's just like me complaining about Blue's Clues. You know, these Blue's Clues shows suck. I say, well, the show ain't for me. Just like John Cena ain't for grown people for the most part. It's for children. You know, if you went to that live event like I went to, boy, you would have knew this. Those children love that man. Black, white, no matter. They were all wearing those shirts and stuff. You know, so those are my thoughts of that live event. Hopefully they'll have another one next year, or I think last year they had two, matter of fact, 2 shows. Well, if they have another one, I think I'll go to that one, you know. So those are my thoughts. With that said, that's it.